Okay, so just to show you how we are using a blog as a testimonial and for our process block. So right now we have in the not link section a disabled page. So like I had mentioned earlier, anything that's not dark is disabled, which means that it's not going to show up in your Google search results, but it can still be pulled within your website to be used on your website. So on, for example, your services page or this particular services page, if we use this process block, this is using a summary block or an actual blog style. So you can see this little pen here, that's a blog. So it's using a blog, and then we're pulling the process block here. And then on the about section, we also have a summary block, and for this summary block we're pulling the testimonials. So I've just labeled them testimonials for summary block and then our process summary block. So if you wanted to create a new one, you would come up here to the plus section, click on blog. Let's say we're going to do this one. And then if I wanted to create new testimonials, right now for this particular summary block, all it's doing is pulling the settings. So I don't really care about updating a lot of this. I'm just going to come into settings and then write out the excerpt here. So this is your testimonial, and we're going to do this P. Yep, so it's P2. We're going to keep that, and we're going to do name of client. Now I don't want this to be bulleted, so I'm just going to do, sometimes you have to do it twice and go like that, and then save. So let's just write, in order to change the name of it though, we have to click in. So this is going to be testimonial 1. So right now this is called blog 2, just for the sake of doing this video. So for example, if I wanted to come in here and I wanted to add a section right here, I'm going to add a blank section. I'm going to hit the plus sign, choose summary, select blog 2, which is what we just created, design. I want it to be a carousel because I only want it to be, I'm going to click on feature text, no. I don't want to see an image. I only want to see one. I want it to be centered, and I don't want the title. So now you can, and I also don't want the date. So now you can see that your testimonial is pulling from that blog. So all of the testimonials in that particular blog labeled blog 2 will pull here. Now, if I wanted to, I can make this content width smaller. So you can see it just got a little bit smaller. Let me change the background color. So smaller here. So if it was spanning the width, that's how you can come up here and make those site-wide changes. I'll do that in another video just to show you how to do that section. But this is basically what, how you're going to add a summary block. So I'm going to discard out of there. So for your services section, like I said, we're pulling the our process block. So if we look at the our process, we can see that we have discovery, inspiration, we have a photo for each. This is basically like it's been set up as a blog. So if we click into it, we have O1 discovery. You can see these words don't really matter. We haven't updated those at all. But in settings, we can see that we've updated the image that will show on your website. And the blurb that's related to this particular section. So in this case, O1 discovery, which you're going to change in the body of the email of the blog post. And then your excerpt is what's going to show and pull in that carousel slide through the summary block. So that's where you're going to make those changes. So if we come here, you can see we have a summary block and we're pulling our process. Right now we have it as a list section. So for this particular section, this has been custom coded in and it needs to be in a list in order for this to work. So these particular settings are really important. So you don't want to mess with these, but what you can do is adjust these. So you can adjust your images, you can adjust your steps, what have you. All of those can be adjusted there via this blog post. So that's if you want to, again, make new summary, a new testimonials, like different testimonials from what you have already on your website. You can create another section and then pull that somewhere else on your website as well, just by pulling the name of the blog that you've created over here. So I hope that makes sense.